Hello everyone and welcome back once again to the JCE Connect. And from today's session we are going to discuss a new chapter of design of pre-stressed concrete, that is shear strength of pre-stressed concrete beam. So in the previous sessions we had discussed about the how to calculate the flexural strength of pre-stressed concrete beam, and we had solved the number of problems to understand or to compute the shear strength of beam, to compute the flexural strength of beam. Okay, so in beam there is one more factor which is very important, that is shear. Okay, so that is also we need to consider, and we have to check how to improve the shear capacity of beam also. Okay, so from today's session we are going to discuss about shear strength of pre-stressed concrete beam. So before discussing, we'll see what do you mean by shear strength. Okay, so what do you mean by shear strength, or what do you mean by shear stress? Okay, so there are two terms here. One is shear stress and one more is shear strength. Shear stress and shear strength. So what is stress here now first? So stress is nothing but, okay, suppose we have a section or a body which is subjected to a external force, a W, and the tendency of the material or the tendency of the section is to resist that force in opposite direction. Okay, what the tendency of that material or that body or that section is to resist that force in opposite direction. Okay, so what is stress? So stress is nothing but the tendency to resist the applied force is nothing but stress, or in other term I can say resisting or resistivity of force developed, resistivity of force developed per unit area. That is nothing but what? The shear stress. The shear stress is nothing but the resistivity of force developed per unit area. That is nothing but stress. So stress is what again? So if I want to calculate stress, sigma, so you calculate, so suppose this is P, so P by area. So that is the force applied is P over a cross section of area A. So stress is nothing but what? A resisting or the resistivity, the resisting power or the resisting strength of material, resisting or the resistivity of force developed per unit area. So that is nothing but stress. Understood? So next is shear strength, which is very important. We are going to discuss in this module. Okay, so listen carefully. So what is shear strength? So shear strength is nothing but it is the ability of material, it is the ability of material to resist external force or load against fracture. So shear, so generally the material or the member subjected to shear, it will undergo fracture. So what is strength? What is shear strength then? It is the ability of material, to external force or load against fracture or against failure. So in other words, if I want to explain, I can say, or ability to resist shear. So this is nothing but shear strength. So generally when a member or a section or a body subjected to external force, then that material has to resist that force, or ability of material to resist that force, or whatever the stresses developed per cross section area, of area, all terms are together, it is nothing but called as shear strength. Okay, so in the previous sessions we learned about flexural strength. So flexure is nothing but bending. So whatever the stresses are developed due to bending in the member or in the material, so the member will develop the internal resistance to resist that bending. So we call it that movement of resistance. That resistance or the ability of force is called as movement of resistance. So same thing here in shear strength, we are going to check, or we are going to calculate, or we are going to compute the shear strength capacity of the member with pre-stressing tendons. Okay, how we can increase or how we can develop the shear strength capacity of the pre-stressed concrete beam, okay, with tendons or without tendons. We are going to cross check that also. So you understood what is stress. So stress is nothing but, what is shear stress? The stress is nothing but a tendency to resist the applied force. When any material or a body is subjected to external force, that body will develop a internal resistance. That body will develop the internal resistance to resist the external force. Okay, or a resistivity of force developed per unit area is also called as stress. Then what is shear strain? It is the ability of material to resist the external, okay, to resist, it is the ability of material to resist external force or load against fracture. So in bending में क्या होता है? Ability to resist bending, so we call it as moment of resistance. So here it is ability of material to resist external force, not bending, because here with respect to force, okay, so to resist the external force or load against fracture. So shear failure will always occur due to fracture or in terms of fracture. So that we are going to resist by again the internal resistance of the material or the section. So that is nothing but called as shear strength, or it is also called as ability to resist shear. Force is nothing but shear here. Okay, so this is regarding shear stress and shear strength. Okay, so here again we will come back to the basic of our strength of material. Okay, so when a member subjected to external load W, okay, when the member subjected to external load W, okay, having cross section area, that is cross section, so when it is subjected to external load, it has to offer some forces, and those forces are nothing but bending and shear. Those forces are nothing but bending moment and shear force. And when this cross section is subjected to bending and shear, it will develop the stresses, that is shear stress. And then here we have, as I told you, when the member subjected to external shear and bending, okay, when it offers the external forces, it will develop the internal resistance, that is called as bending stress and shear stress. And we can see the force distribution or the stress distribution diagram for bending and for shear. Okay, so these things you people have covered or you people have learned in your I think it may be in strength of material. So we are not going to discuss again deep how to get the bending stress diagram and how to get in the shear stress diagram. So we'll move ahead. So where the bending stress is, how can you calculate? So bending stress F is equal to m by I into y, and next the shear stress at any point is given by tau v. It is VA y bar upon IB, VA y bar upon IB. So for a given cross section, of rectangular section, okay, width B and depth D, okay, so that time, so your area of the cross section is here A, you have to consider the half of the rectangular section, so that is, I'll explain later on, okay, and y bar is half of the D by 2, so it will be D by 4. So therefore here in the given equation, V is shear force, I is moment of inertia of section, P is width of section, and A y bar is moment of area enclosed between the fibers and outer fiber above the neutral axis. That I'll explain later on how to get the shear stress of rectangular section. Okay, now let's move ahead. So next is, we'll consider a small element of a rectangular concrete beam. We'll consider a small element of rectangular concrete beam. Okay, so consider a general element in a pre-stress concrete beam subjected to horizontal and vertical pre-stressing. So through this sketch you can observe a small element from pre-stressed concrete beam subjected to external that is the horizontal pre-stressing and vertical pre-stressing force. Okay, so Fx and Fy, these are the stresses, that is direct stresses, and we can see this is value of tau. These two are nothing but the shear stresses. So I have written here, when a element subjected to the bending or subjected to horizontal and vertical pre-stressing, okay, then it will offer the forces, the element will offer the forces in terms of Fx, Fy and shear stress tau v. So I have written here, Fx is equal to stress in horizontal direction, Fy is stress in vertical direction, tau is shear stress. Okay, understood? And below that I have given one note which is very important here. The effect of shear stress is induced principal tensile stresses on diagonal plane. The strength of concrete subjected to pure shear being nearly twice that in tension. Okay, so what it is given, so whatever the principal stresses developed in the concrete beam, that is in diagonal plane, so there are twice in tension. So local failure first appear in the form of diagonal tension cracks in the region of high tensile stresses. Okay, so these whatever the forces developed in the beam are transferred over the diagonal plane, that is at angle of 45 degree. I can explain here. The principal stresses in the element are given by when it is transferred over the diagonal plane at angle of 45 degree. I can show you here at angle of 45 degree. Then it will develop the maximum and minimum, or the major principal stresses and minor principal stresses. The maximum or minimum, that is major principal stresses and minor principal stresses. Understood? So here I can say here For a again given element, these are the principal stresses F max. Again here we have the F minimum are the principal stresses transferred over the diagonal plane at an angle of 45 degree. Okay, so see, we can see the direction of force F max is towards the diagonal plane and F minimum is away from the diagonal plane. So what I can say, the F maximum is compressive and F minimum is tension or tensile. The F maximum is compression and F minimum is tensile. So that's why it is given. It is very important. Local failures, I'll read out once again. Local failures first appear in the form of diagonal tension cracks in the region of high tensile stresses. So what? So how the local failure will start? How the failure takes place? Locally in the material. Why it is called as local failure? Because the failure will start in the material. So that's what is called as local failure first appear in the form of diagonal tension cracks in the region of high tensile stress. Okay, so here it is F maximum and which is compressive. So we don't have any problem for compression because concrete is strong in compression. So we don't have any problem here for major principal stress. But the problem is here for minor principal stresses. What it is given? F minimum is about the diagonal plane and which will develop the tension, from the both the side and which will develop the local diagonal cracks or the local tension diagonal cracks. Understood? So we have both the sketches here, that is major principal stress and which will develop the compressive stress, that is F maximum. This will develop the tensile stress. So for compression we don't have any problem. For compression our section is safe. Here we have to check for tension because the F minimum will develop the tensile force in the material and that force will try to separate the component or the element by developing the diagonal shear cracks or diagonal tensile cracks. So that's what is given. Local failures, I'll read out once again. Local failures first appear in the form of diagonal tension cracks in the region of high tensile stress. Okay, so next we have the equation for the maximum and minimum principal stresses developed are given by the maximum and minimum principal stresses developed are given by F maximum and F minimum is equal to Fx plus Fy divided by 2. So that is average of Fx plus Fy divided by 2 plus or minus half of square root of Fx minus Fy square plus 4 tau v square. So here Fx and Fy are direct stresses. The Fx and Fy both are direct stresses. Okay, so what is the direct stress now? What is the direct stress? So Fx and Fy are the direct stress developed by the tendons or the precessing force. Whatever in the concrete beam we are going to develop the precessing force by or through the tendons. So it will develop stresses. So those are nothing but direct stresses. So Fx means horizontal, Fy in vertical. So when you provide horizontal or the longitudinal tendon, so it is called as it will develop the stress, that is Fx, and when you provide vertical tendon then it will develop vertical stress or Fy stress. So that's what is called as Fx and Fy, nothing but direct stresses, and tau v is nothing but the shear stress developed in the material. Okay, then we have again important, so this is very important, so that's why I go note important. F minimum is positive, compressive, safe. So F minimum is always positive and which is nothing but compression and safe. But F maximum, so here it is this is F maximum is negative. F maximum is negative, which is tension not safe because develops shear cracks. Okay, so in the problems they will ask to compute the maximum and minimum stresses or the magnitude of tensile stresses, like that. So that time you have to understood what is positive. Positive is nothing but the compressive stress, the ultimate the stress you will get, that is F minimum is positive, that is nothing but the compression, and it is safe because concrete is safe to carry compression. And F maximum is negative or the tensile, which is nothing but the tension, but it is not safe because when it develop tension, so the concrete will develop a diagonal shear cracks when we have F minimum. Okay, and therefore it is develops shear cracks, so it is not safe. So that is the important thing you have to understand. So in the given problem, according to given data, we have to find out whether F the compressive stress or the tensile stress, or F minimum or F maximum. If nothing is mentioned, you have to calculate both the values. Okay, then next is again, which is very important. Now maximum shear stress for rectangular section. So generally pre-stressed concrete sections are rectangular. Maximum cases they are rectangular or I section. Rectangular section or flanged section. Flange section में it may be rectangular section or it may be I section or T section. Okay, so for rectangular section, if you are using rectangular section, we have the value of directly the maximum shear stress for rectangular section. Okay, so if it is I section, we have to calculate separately, but for rectangular section we have this standard equation, so you can directly utilize in the problem or solution of problems. But if you get I section or T section, you have to calculate separately. So that is tau max is given by again VA y bar upon IB. Okay, VA y bar upon IB. So I'll show you the section once again here. So this is VA. So what is area? So area is B into D by 2. So area is B. So this B into D by 2. Okay, so we are calculating the shear stress. So it is this D by 2, B into D by 2. So that is area. So V into A is B into D by 2. Y bar is from center of D by 2. So ये कितना हुआ? If total is D by 2, so this will be D by 4. Understood? If total is D by 2, तो इसका center कितना हुआ? It is D by 4. So that's why it is V into area is B into D by 2 into D by 4 divided by BD cube by 12. That is I, moment of inertia. BD cube by 12 into B. BD cube by 12 into B. Okay. So therefore, after this thing, you will get, if you simplify this, V into BD square upon 8, V into B into D square by 8, and this is B square D cube by 12. B square B square D cube by 12. So therefore, it will be 3 by 2 into V by BD. 3 by 2 into V by BD. So the maximum stresses or the maximum shear stresses in rectangular section, directly we have to take it as tau max is equal to 1.5 times V by BD. Understood? 1.5 times V by BD. And this tau, the maximum stress, we are going to utilize to find out the principal stresses. Developed in the beam. So this is regarding why the shear stress consideration is important in pre-stressed concrete beam also. Okay, and we are going to consider to find out the maximum and minimum shear stresses by inducing the direct stresses due to pre-stressing force also. Okay, so this is regarding the shear stress calculation or the principal stresses calculation in pre-stressed concrete beam. So ultimately, what is the conclusion here? What is the conclusion? When any member or material subjected to external force, it will or it has to develop the internal resistance to resist external forces. It may be bending or it may be shear. Okay, so in today's lecture we have studied how the concrete will develop the stresses, that is shear stress, with respect to the area, that is B d by 2 and d by 4, and how it will resist the forces. So this is just an introduction part of the shear strength of beam. Okay, you follow lectures of Amey sir also, so you can cope up with both and you can understand in better way. Okay, so when I start with the solution of problems, we can easily get the what is means how we considering the importance of shear strength in pre-stressed concrete beam. Okay, so thank you for today's lecture, or thank you for today's lecture.